Okay, inside Apple intelligence disaster. I'm gonna guess that this video is about the fact that people are buying Apple devices, and like me, not that I care. I just bought an iPhone, a new one, because my old was really old. But some people buying it, I guess, because they're saying like the Apple intelligence advert, and they're saying like, yeah, you need the iPhone 15 or 16 to make it work. So it doesn't work today. So I think it's like a kind of a flip flop. They need to give some money back. I think this video is about it. Let's see.
Who? They what? They are? This just in. Apple is being sued for the failed rollout of Apple Intelligence. Now, without proper context, this isn't really all that notable, as large corporations are sued all of the time for everything.
But this is serious.
Is different
this is
because
serious.
A variety of insider info has come out to suggest that not only was there infighting between Apple's own executives about AI, but many of the demos shown back at WWDC last year,
it's all about that.
Fabrications. They weren't
it
shown
was all about
on working
that.
devices, and reportedly even surprised many of Apple's own engineers who had never created working versions before Apple showed them to the world as coming soon. If true, and as you'll find out in this video, I think the evidence is pretty damning. This serves as a massive hit to the Apple Intelligence rollout, but more importantly, permanently tarnishes Apple's stellar reputation when it comes to trusting about just about anything they say on unreleased products going forward. But first, I think it's worthwhile to look at the timeline of how we got to this cataclysmic explosion, because Siri has frankly been a problem since day one. The starting point isn't really straightforward because Siri wasn't originally an Apple creation.
Whoa. What is that?
It isn't really straightforward
in April
because Siri wasn't originally
2010. This was Siri and it wasn't Apple. Wow. I can't believe this. It was like an app of somebody else. That's insane.
Apple creation. It was an acquisition. Steve Jobs spearheads Apple's $200 million purchase of the voice assistant in early 2010 and works closely with...
By the way, until today, Siri is a piece of garbage. It's a garbage. I'm screaming all day. I'm just saying now her name and my phone won't pick this up even. It's not my fault. Maybe it is. I don't know. But all I want from it is to play music, stop music, and put the next song. That's it. And I need to scream at her in the car. Nobody want to sit next to me when I'm starting like crazy. Next, stop. Siri. No, she's not doing anything now again. That's terrible. That's the basic I want to do. Not calling my mom. Not getting roadmap. Something basic. It doesn't work.
Scott Forstall to refine the product before its iPhone 4S debut in October 2011. Coincidentally, the same month that Jobs passes away.
Oh. Yeah.
Forstall, left to manage alone, sees Siri's potential, but delegates leadership to Richard Williamson, one of his longtime go-tos. Now, this torch passing is mainly because Forstall himself has his hands full with the yet-to-launch Apple Maps project. And it has been widely reported over many years that Williamson comes in from day one making a number of decisions that pretty much everybody on the Siri team disagrees with, including a plan to upgrade Siri's capabilities only once annually, in lockstep with iOS releases. Now, though there are attempts made by many people within the organization to assist Williamson in leading the Siri team, each one is ultimately canned by either Williamson or Forstall until Tim Cook comes in and fires both of them following the disastrous launch of Apple Maps in 2012. I guess Forstall resigned. Forcibly. Man, talk about dysfunction, right? While some companies are tripping over themselves trying to figure out AI, others are actually putting it to practical use in ways that, help. Which brings me to something that I've actually been genuinely impressed with lately, the Roborock Soros Z70, today's sponsor.
This isn't just another robot here.
Why? Well, because of this.
I get it, but and go ahead buy his robot, but I just want to see, like, that was the history of when it started 2010. And what is this? Let's steal Amazon guy, all right?
Instead, his heavy focus on search clashes with the original AI vision of the product and leads to messy integrations and, frankly, internal turf wars between the old Siri team, the original, and newer acquisition teams that were made by Apple to enhance search. Below Stassier, leadership allegedly remains mostly unchanged and is frankly chaotic, with a number of unqualified managers reportedly causing even more internal feuding. Surprise, surprise, this drives away key talent between critical teams like speech recognition and natural language processing. But crucially, the plan to open Siri up to developers, it's been stalled for years, launching finally in 2016
because they were
as a very
scared of the
weak Siri
capabilities,
kit.
because it's
Frankly,
something
it's too little.
like Siri was something of the system, of the operation system, and it was very basic. And they was scared to give like open the API to for developers, because maybe it was like a backdoor to the phone, I think.
Little too late. Both Amazon and Google have completely leapfrogged Apple by this point in the smart assistant and smart home race. Early 2018 sees the, well, I can make a smart speaker thingy too, launch of the original.
That's the difference between Android and the iPhone, that, Apple, that it's more closed system. That's the ecosystem.
HomePod, but reviews, including mine, largely pan the software experience on an otherwise impressive, though incredibly expensive, piece of hardware. The voice assistant, which is of course the primary way to interface with the speaker, has not really improved in significant ways since 2011. And we all know the story. Sales of the HomePod are abysmal, and this near decade-long train wreck finally pushes Tim Cook to drastic action. And that is the poaching of Google's head of search and AI, John
All right,
Giannandrea,
so they
or
stole
JG,
Amazon guy and Google guy.
This isn't just filing a vacancy.
I want to know about the allegations. Let's check them out.
But things were dysfunctional far before that, according to a new earth-shattering report from The Information. The report alleges that a major source of the dysfunction boils down to the relationship, or lack thereof, between JG's AI/ML division and Craig Federighi's software engineering group. Two divisions that I had no idea, frankly, were so closely linked. And yet, despite these two massive parts of Apple supposedly working together, you've got very different leadership styles. JG is reportedly super nice and is universally well-liked, but lacks decisiveness and isn't really seen as an effective operator.
His picture, he looks like the man,
Contrast that with Federighi, who's
Craig.
generally known for getting stuff done. And maybe isn't always the most popular guy in the room, but he's recognized by just about everybody to be competent and effective. Under JG and his operational head, Robbie Walker, Siri's development reportedly crawled along. From 2018, the focus wasn't on ambitious leaps or taking risks, but instead focused on tiny incremental gains. We're talking 2 years of work, 2 years, just to drop the hey from Hey Siri.
Whoa.
A change that I might personally argue isn't even a net positive half of the time. I swear I can say like avocado, and Siri's like, you called? No, I didn't.
That's a problem.
Walker is alleged to have poured extraordinary time and effort into reducing the amount of time that it took Siri to give an answer, but reportedly wasn't much focused on the quality of the answer. And I don't know about you, but a faster wrong answer is still wrong and less desired than a slower right answer. It allegedly got so bad that just last year, Walker
Everything he's saying right now, it's all shit. Like the response speed, the right or wrong answer, it's all bad in Siri.
dismissed an effort by his own team to use LLMs to give Siri more emotional sensitivity, like detecting if a user was in distress. Now, that actually sounds like a pretty cool feature to me, but Walker insisted that the team focus on shipping the existing projects they had instead. And you know what? Fair enough. That's decisive leadership. But here's where things went sideways. In a major, humongous organizational red flag, the team reportedly just ignored Walker's directive and continued working on it anyways. With whom? Collaborating with a separate division within Federighi's group. Oh my gosh. Oh, things got so bad that JG's AI/ML team.
So you're saying they had like a fight or disagreement inside? Oh, Siri, look, Siri is answering. Oh my God. So they're saying like, I didn't even say their name. I'm gonna check that later in the video. I didn't say their name. So, or did I? I don't know. All right. So they had a fight. Where is the? I'm more like want to know about like promises. Here, promises, broken trust and promises. Yeah, but okay, that's what I want to know, like about the customers.
Start the WWDC 2024 demos. The report alleges that all of the impressive Apple Intelligence stuff, the demos showing deep personal context awareness and featured heavily in the ads that followed, that all of them were essentially fictitious. They weren't running on real working internal devices. That all of them were essentially fictitious.
That's the girl from The Last of Us. What is she doing here? What? Why? Why?
They weren't running on real working internal devices. And even more damning, the demos.
By the way, this is a huge lawsuit if it's like a big lie. They showed the things that are not really working, like presented as it's working, but it was not working. That's bullshit.
Allegedly came as a complete surprise to those on the Siri team. People developing them that had actually never seen them in a working version,
Wow.
especially not what was shown on stage.
That's
Oh
terrible.
my gosh. If true, this is a massive betrayal.
It's like they wanted feature request from the Apple developer team, but they requested it through the entire world in a world event. Hi, we want this and that, please. And they said in the same way, this is what we're gonna have.
Of Apple's long-standing policy to only publicly demo features that are actually working internally. So where does that leave us now? Well, Apple has reportedly stripped Siri's oversight from JG and Robbie Walker. Sounds like it needed to happen a long time ago. The new person in charge is Mike Rockwell, a 10-year Apple veteran primarily known for leading the Vision Pro project from start to finish. Now, say what you will about the Vision Pro's price or target market, but the product itself is generally seen as highly polished and is iterating quickly.
That's
Plus,
dead, right?
Rockwell is
The Apple
reportedly
VR
known
is
for
dead.
having been a long-time critic of Siri internally.
It was an amazing
Especially makes
product,
sense
but
now,
it's
given the whole
too
voice
expensive.
failed project thing we talked about earlier. And honestly, I think this is great because for the longest time, I wasn't sure anybody inside of Apple truly grasped how bad Siri had become. But it sounds like Rockwell did, and many of his key lieutenants from the Vision Pro team are apparently moving
I
over to
kinda
this
thought like this video is gonna be different, but let's see if you're gonna say something about the customers. This is more interesting to me.
past strategy. But frankly, man, this whole saga makes me even more skeptical than I already was about Apple's agility and capacity to innovate in today's current landscape, at least with current leadership. I mean, this level of organizational chaos, the infighting, the alleged deception, this sounds more like the stories we used to hear coming out of Microsoft or Google, not Apple. And while I've long maintained that Tim Cook is one of the best operational CEOs in tech history, he isn't and never has been a product visionary in the vein of Jobs. And that's been
Nobody
fine for
will be.
years because Apple has had other visionaries
I think
within the
this,
ranks.
Video is kind of lost, you know. So I want to know, like, is there a law? Sorry about spelling issues. Lawsuit against Apple about Siri. Siri, let's see. Oh, she's now answering. All right. Yeah. Let's see in the news if there is something like that. No. Settlement, you have own money as a part of class. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if there is an with like Apple Intelligence. Let me know in the comments if there is, because I can't see any lawsuit. So I think maybe this is, have you ever seen? All right, that's something that's not related. Have you ever had Siri go off unintentionally? If so, you might be entitled to some cash from Apple. This possible payout, part of 95 million settlement stemming from a class action lawsuit alleging that accidental Siri activations enable the digital assistant and listening to private conversations. All right, so there is a lot of lawsuit related to Siri, but this is not what I was talking about. Like about Apple Intelligence. I mean, you're going for like the past 2 years since 15, and then you see this like the this rainbow thingy here, and all of those wows, we still see them now, those images and stuff like that. Some of them are working today, but it's dead. It's like terrible. It's terrible. They integrated with ChatGPT, and who needs that? You got ChatGPT app. So what's the idea? They should have integrated with the phone to be smooth. It doesn't work. The phone is not AI, like integrated fully. It's not even just a tiny part of it. I'm asking, like, if it was like working, I could say to the phone, "Hey Siri, please open calculator app and then do this plus that, and blah blah blah. How much is it? Or and then show it in the calculator, right? But she can't do that. That's not fully integrated. Ask her to shoot a video of 10 seconds and stop, or something like that. It's like full integrated. They are not there yet. They're not even in the beginning. It's not working with the calendar. It's not working. It's not there. This image software, that's terrible. I tried it. It's all bad, and they're presenting it like, oh my god, we got like the best thing ever. Apple Intelligence, AI for the rest of us. Come on, that's really bad. And I thought the video is going to be about, hey, I bought an iPhone, and I was expecting Apple to have what they promised to us. The video wasn't about that.